About 5 minutes till tip here for the men's game of UHSP and CBC, but I'm joined here by Reese Hawley, the team leading scorer of the 104-80 victory. 10th win of the season, 7th win in conference play. You guys had a stellar game, and thus far have had a stellar conference season. Tell me what that means for you.
Especially coming back from last year and just the building year that we had, it means a lot to be successful this season, especially beating teams that we just gave wins to last year. I think it's really big, and it shows how much we've grown as a team.
I think these last couple games are really kind of momentum builders for you. 2-point win over Harris Stowe, gritty win there at home. You parry that into this win over CBC, albeit by a lot larger margin. I can't tell which one of those games feels better, though. You win by 2, you feel great at the end of it. You kind of feel great the entire game here, and you felt great. You had 4 points in the first half. You finished with 18, and you couldn't be stopped in the third quarter.
I just decided that we needed to blow it open. That's the difference between being a good team and a great team is how much you beat teams by, and I think we just decided it was a great team kind of day.
So you finished with a double-double. You had 13 rebounds. You also were in the neighborhood of a triple-double for a while. Tail end of the third quarter, I think you had 6 assists, and we were looking at that saying, does she get it? And unfortunately, the man standing to my right said, no, we're not going to play her for the rest of the fourth quarter. You had 27 minutes of the game. That's not even close to the most minutes you've played this season. 18 points, that's a really good individual high for you, but really for the team, you kind of just helped them through that third quarter as well. A first half over 50 points. What's that mean for you as like a group of individuals past just the win?
I think it just shows that we can score as much as we want and we can do anything on offense, but it's just when it comes down to defense, how well are we going to play?
Now, you guys made a couple adjustments in terms of offensive output, and I'll talk to your head coach about this in just a second. But a lot of adjustments, and seemingly every single one of them ended up working. You guys couldn't miss a shot, or seemingly couldn't miss a shot. I mean, statistically, obviously, you did miss a couple. But even in that first half, you weren't really activated on the offensive side in terms of baskets made. You're still rebounding, a couple offensive rebounds, creating those second chance points. How do you set up your team in that factor?
Mostly, we really focus on back screens a lot recently, and we just want to get the easiest look. And sometimes if you get an O board and everybody crashes, that means somebody else is open for the 3. So just looking at whoever can score and whatever position they're the best at.
So I'll give you this stat. Despite the fact you guys usually average a +5 rebounding margin, you won by 24 and only got +4 or +3 on that number. So maybe a conversation to be had in the locker room later on the rebounding margin. You guys still had the second chance points. Turnovers were a really big one for you. You guys led on points off of turnovers and 7 separate players in double digits. How's that really build the momentum going into this next couple weeks? Because you've got 7 games in 15 days between the 31st and Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's a big conference stretch, and I think we're really locked in for it. Everybody seems really excited and just basketball focused right now. So I think if we can keep the turnovers low and keep just the scoring varied between everybody, I think that'll really help us.
Only 6 turnovers in that game. I feel like that's pretty low. It's a good start to that factor for you.
It's got to be our team low. That was a good turnover game for us.
Final thoughts for you?
Nope, that's all.
All right, well, I will let your head coach take the headset from you and give him a second to have this conversation, because a stellar women's game, this is still a lot of games to be played in the near future, as head coach Markel Cox takes the headset and takes the seat right next to me. Now, you guys took that game and you just took it from the start. That's your first game above 50 points in a first half. It's only your second half above 50 points, and that includes back to the Mission game. And I said this at the end of the broadcast. That Mission game also included a near 40-point scorer. In this case, it was a near 40-point scorer in Reagan Head. But you guys could not shut her down and yet could not miss on the opposite side.
Yeah, Reagan Head is a special player. We prepare for her. She's at the top of everybody's scout. She's no surprise. I just think she's gotten better this second time around. And, I tried to preach to my team, like, hey, it's hard to beat a team twice. And they came in there and they gave us a great punch. And I think it was a gut check for us, too, to say, okay, like, we really, really got to anchor down and we really got to play.
Now, I do have some news for you. Our headsets are somewhat sensitive up here. So we did hear a couple bits towards the tail end of that second half of kind of not being thrilled despite the fact being up 20 points. Talk to me about what that builds as a culture of winning, because you guys were up by 20 points. That game, I'm not going to say it, but it was over at that point. Yeah. How does that feel for you guys? You guys were making some minimal mistakes, including missing a player under the basket. Call a timeout, have that conversation. What's that conversation for the team?
Well, for us, it's competing to our standard no matter who we're playing. A big part of our standard is making sure everything is covered, and including help side. But, calling that timeout was, just to adjust that group that was in, and
Nice.
that's not a group that's, in there much. So I have to give them the same kind of criticism as I would the starters so that they can understand as we're trying to build something special here. We never know who we're going to need down the stretch, and I think the correction is very important.
I love it. And you were talking about people who are not in there much. You had 36 bench points in this game. Really 40% of your scoring came from your bench. 7 players in double figures. What's that mean for a team as an individual? I asked the same thing to Reese. What's that mean for a team to have so many individuals who can play so much of a factor?
Yeah, it was a phenomenal game for us. Analyssa Maldonado coming back really, really helps.
Yeah.
She was a starter early for us, and she's been out for a while with an arm injury, and she was also out with a broken nose and a concussion. So getting her back really fuels the team. But Sarah Hamid, being able to play off the ball and be able to score dynamically, I think it really just powered our offense, and we were good, well, and connected.
Any possible news on Montasia McAllister as whether she may be back by the end of the season or not?
Well, right now we don't know, but as of now, we're going to roll with the group that we currently have. We're trending in the right direction.
Yeah.
And we're playing well, playing our best basketball at the right time, and hopefully we can take this on and hopefully make a spark in the conference tournament.
7-2 in conference play. Any final thoughts for you before we head over to the men's game as they're announcing starters?
Man, you got to build it and build it the right way. All thanks to God for putting me in the position. And special thanks to my AD and my associate AD for really, really, truly supporting what we're trying to build. And they've been supportive since day one, and they've kind of let me do my thing. And, I appreciate everybody, all the hands that are in to making this thing successful, including you guys. So it's great to have, an all hands on deck kind of mentality here, because it helps my job become much easier. So from the top to the bottom, I think we're doing a great job as an institution. But I also love that we're competing and it's fun to watch.
Coach, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations on the victory. As he takes a step away and James puts the headset back on, I'll give you all some stats on that game. As a team, they usually average about 36% from the field and 28% from distance. In that game, 45% from the field, 39 for 87 from the field, with nearly 90 shots attempted in the game and 34.2% from distance, 13 of 38. They took nearly 40 three-pointers and made 13 of them. A positive shooting day, including a lot of shots. Here is, by the way, James O'Sullivan.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you were able to handle that one. Gave me a little bit more time before I had to talk again. As they're getting ready for these starting lineups, Mustangs will be in the black with the blue numbers. Utetics, as usual, in their gold with the purple numbers. So the lineups will be Derek Megwood for CBC, along with Tyler Johnson, MacArthur Reed, Caleb Knight, and Dalton Alexander. And on the other side for the Utetics, it will be Brian Odenayu, Jasmine Suvalia, Brennan Walker, Christian Harwood, and then Landon Ingalagi.
Both teams going with close to expected starters.
Mustangs 6-13, 3-4 inside conference play. Utetics 3-16 overall, and they will be looking for their first conference win. Currently 0-6 inside conference play. UHSP actually averages more points per game than what the Mustangs do. As it will be Walker along with Megwood here on this opening tip. And a false start on Walker.
5-yard penalty. There we go.
And Odenayo, who's had a real strong season, 11.5 points a game for the Southmore. I'm not sure if, Daniel, I know we've done quite a few Utetic games together.
Yep.
Or just any time I do a Utetic game, it's always like, last year we were waiting for Odenayo to kind of come on and take over a game. And this year it's kind of like he's slowly getting into that. But there's still some seniors on this team that you kind of lean towards first before Odenayo takes it. But you like to see that youngster who has a lot of talent at 11 points a game.
I think one of the issues really for him is it's him and Justin Coleman in terms of leading the scoring for UHSP. And a lot of times he's getting doubled when he starts to heat up. He's part of a lot of those scouting reports. He just doesn't get a chance to get activated because he's just so good.
Ingalagi called for a travel underneath the basket. He's kind of really developed his game more than just kind of being the three-point shooter that he was those first few years.
Yeah.
He gets more inside now as a senior. Knight getting it down low there to Megwood. Puts up a jumper. That one in and out. Offensive rebound for the Mustangs. Swing it all the way around into the corner. Back out. Trying to get inside is Reed. Megwood with his left. Gets it up. Too strong. Gets his own miss. That one's blocked by Walker.
Impressive job by Walker staying with the play and more importantly not getting the foul as he goes up from behind the player. Gets the ball on the way up off the glass.
Ingalagi is fouled.
Throws the ball off the back wall. Don't think that's exactly where he was aiming.
Here's a three put up. And still looking for a first point about 90 seconds into this one.
Another turnover. Pretty early couple of missed opportunities, couple of turnovers. Magwood's officially 0 for 3, including that block. Although it does look like the ball was tipped. So they called a foul there. Happened just under the eye line here in our elevated press box. I think this is one of the rarer views in the AMC, I gotta be honest with you.
I mean, if you're going to be elevated, it's better be at midcourt than in the corner.
I don't know. I feel like I'd have some fun in the corner. The old adage of nobody puts baby in the corner, but I feel like I'd enjoy it.
Well, you'd rather be elevated than on the ground in the corner.
Absolutely. That I'd agree with.
I think we both have had a corner floor angle before.
Try the back cut, play out of bounds. I believe Knight was the victim of the out of bounds line there.
Chevalier looking to drive, and he's called for the travel.
We have a nearly 50-point first quarter of the women's game, and the first 2 minutes of the men's game has 4 missed shots, 3 turnovers, and 3 fouls.
And we're just now approaching the 2-minute mark. Down low. And there's our first bucket Megwood gets. He averages 13 points a game. O'Donnell double teamed right there at the timeline. Walker catches it. Football move down low, gets swatted away. Megwood with the swat. All the way down, O'Donnell. And it's going to be a jump ball. Stay right here with the Mustangs.
Good effort down low for O'Donnell to just hold on to that ball. Looked like the strength was going to be good enough to get that one back up even after the contact.
That was close to a 5-second there on that inbound. Not a whole lot of movement from the Mustangs there.
I was just kind of tucked in the corner.
Johnson looking to drive. Dishes it out. 3 from the wing. Knocked down there by MacArthur Reed Jr. Just under 30% three-point shooter.
Told you O'Donnell doesn't get the chance to get activated. He's getting double teamed in the backcourt.
Ingalagi gets himself all the way in his first 2. Leading scorer on this team, 16.7 points a game for the senior from Wentzville and Holt High School.
Like you said, getting more activated inside. It's really because of the space created by O'Donnell and the stellar passing. He also has a pretty good cut himself.
Inside, cannot hit that one, and a foul will be called. It'll put Tyler Johnson to the line.
See a pretty early sub here. Carmela Bostwick will step to the scorer's table. On the other side, it's Devon Jefferson doing the same.
Hunt able to, or no, excuse me, not Hunt, but Johnson hit the first.
Just under 60% usually for him.
I was just looking, but their leading scorer, Jason Hunt, more than 22 points a game, not in the starting lineup.
No, I don't think he's been in the game in the last
Games
couple
lately.
games for them.
See, I didn't break it down that much. I probably should have.
So I keep the games started and games played stats. He's got 14 games played, 12 of those as starts. Or sorry, 15 and 14 games played and games started. And with 19 games played, this is their 20th.
Ingalagi from deep.
Ooh.
And Landon drains it. How about this? 45.9 3-point shooter.
That's it? Slacker. Slacker.
And it's not like that's, on like limited attempts.
No, he's taking a lot. Also closes out on the opposite three-point line.
Here's a three put up for the Mustangs and hit that one. And that's Johnson with the three. He's got 4 quick ones.
CBC with the early full court pressure. It's passing to get out of it for UHSP. And once they've realized they're in it, they kind of accept the easy way to get out. But it took them an extra couple possessions and really screwed up everything other than the Ingalagi lay-in.
Swing it around. Here's Ingalagi. He'll put up a three off the dribble. And that one hit off the iron. He gets his own miss on a long rebound. He'll drive with the left. High off the glass. No, Bostwick can't finish, and he's fouled.
Wondering why the big man couldn't finish down low. 6'6" sophomore out of DeSoto, Texas. 5th foul of the game, about 5 minutes in.
As he hits the first.
.65% free throw shooter.
And gets them both.
Second one looked a little labored.
It definitely did.
Looked like he was hesitant to get rid of the ball.
Swinging all the way around. Nice pass inside, and I think Bostwick got a piece of it on the way up. Or Walker, rather. Suvalia. That three had to have been tipped. It missed it by about 3.5 feet.
I think it was more than that. Maybe 3.5 yards.
That three missed. Suvalia with the rebound. Odenayo. Trying to get inside. Jump ball. And it will stay with the Utetics. And I think we've reached a timeout on the floor. So we'll go ahead and take a quick one as well and tell you a little bit about Coaches versus Cancer.
I love you. I love the sweet potato pie you bring to every family reunion. I love how you're my morning alarm. I can't imagine a Sunday show, night in, night out, or dinner without you. I can't imagine any tomorrow without you in it. So today I say, I love you. Get screened. Regular cancer screening saves lives. Visit cancer.org/getscreened to learn more.
8-7 Mustang lead here, 14:52 left in this one, and this is a Coaches versus Cancer classic here. Sneakers being worn by the coaches.
And at least a suit on one side.
You know, it kind of would look weird when you first see it, when they actually were forced to wear suits on the sidelines.
Yeah.
And now since they're able to go a little bit with some slacks or a polo, it doesn't look quite as weird. Yeah. But I don't think anyone actually told Coach Cody Henson about this. Although we found out about 45 minutes before tip, so. Open three off the inbound and cannot hit that one.
I think they got Engalagi for a foul on the exit. They'll have him take a break.
Brown will just let it roll up the floor. Not something you can do all that often in the first half of a game.
With 14 and a half minutes left in the first half of the game.
That jumper finds its way in for Caleb Knight.
It's averaging about 9.7 points or 8.7 points per game. I don't know where I got 15 from.
I have no
I think
idea.
I read the guy under him.
He's the only starter that was not in double figures for the Mustangs on average. Guy under him only had just 5, so I really don't know who you got 15 from.
I don't know. I think I'm seeing things. One thing I did see was a foul by Derek Magwood, the native of Atlanta, Georgia.
Walker gives that to Anderson. Chevalier blocked again for the second time. He's going to float this one off the front rim. Moore to Anderson. Moore the three. High, arcing, got it. The O'Fallon, Missouri native on the board. And that's going to be a foul and one. Johnson muscles that one up, and he'll go to the line.
That's an impressive recollection there for Johnson. On the way up, he got fouled. The ball was kind of slipped between his hands. He then regathers his handle on the ball while in the air, then releases it for the bucket. And Boswick's got to be thinking to himself, man, I basically hacked the guy. How does he make that? Can't blame him either.
More to Anderson. Swinging around to Savalia. And Jazz gets it right back. Moore trying to get inside. Anderson, quick release from three, and he got it. Greg Anderson.
A lot more playing time that really started a couple weeks ago.
And you shoot like that, you're going to get yourself even more. Ball on the floor. Moore was on the floor. Boswick comes up with the steal and shows his ball handling ability. I'd like to get a fast break out of that, but wasn't there, so you got to slow it down. Anderson, another triple. That one halfway down. And maybe Knight got away with a little push-off.
Oh, also an Oscar. Combination of the two.
That was actually Jefferson, but that one, I guess, was blocked.
You hope so.
Here's a mid-range from the elbow. No offensive rebound there for Alexander. And they'll reset. Extra pass a few times, but Suvalia tips that one away.
Seemed like Devon Jefferson had a while to line that one up. He then was like, no, I want to take the extra pass, and took a while to then take the extra pass as well. Suvalia, again, a good closeout at the three-point line. Shuts down both opportunities.
Trying to get in. Stripped away. And the legs of Moore. Anderson going to come away with it. Suvalia thought about it. Really into the game, Merkel. Skip pass to Boswick. Handoff Anderson. And he's fouled.
Anderson had his back foot slip when he anchored himself down. He actually got lucky with the foul. I don't think he really had his footing still under him.
Anderson unable to hit the first.
Actually unable to hit any. He has not made a free throw this season.
Now 0 for 4. But as we said, limited playing time until recently.
And even more limited times he's been fouled.
Comes up short on that one.
Small sample size, still a true statistic, unfortunately.
Baseline, try to get the drive, and I'll kick it all the way out. A lot of passing by the Mustangs early, and they'll lay it in. Keyshawn Brown lays it in.
So much perimeter defense, and then as soon as Brown drives into the paint, everybody's socially distanced from him. It's like he had a disease. No one played defense as soon as he started to drive, but everybody on the perimeter, it was lockdown, quick closeouts. Nobody could put a shot up.
And they have a hand in Savaga's face very quickly every time he's get the ball. That's a good read there by Knight to get away with the steal.
Ooh, even better.
Spin by Brown. Maybe a walk, but we'll call it the spin move. Open three. That was too easy of a look there from MacArthur Reed.
And that is why they've gone with the closeout a couple times, because they're dangerous from distance. CBC's shooting 31.3% from beyond.
31.9 for the Utetics.
And unfortunately, opponents of the Utetics shoot 36% on average.
More Bostwick. And one. Gets the contact, gets it to go in as he's fading away.
Stepping through the lane there, he was ready to just put up the floater on the way through. Took that second step and kind of drove in and then around the contact of Rocco Kagalj.
Bostwick hits the three-point play. Reed walking this one up the floor. Now Simpson. Brown inside. Had it down low, quickly all the way back out. Down low there, can't hit the lay-in. Partially touched there by Merkel. Jazz spins, too strong. Walker comes flying out of nowhere.
Throws the ball out of bounds and says, "How is it not my ball?"
9:43, timeout on the floor. It's a 2-point CBC lead. And we'll be right back.
Can't imagine any tomorrow without you in it. So today I say, I love you. Get screened. Regular cancer screening saves lives. Visit cancer.org/getscreened to learn more.
Back here, Utetic Sports Network.
Shade under 10 minutes to go. CBC does lead in the rebounding turnover department, or more the points off of turnover department. Teams are tied in terms of turnovers, 3 apiece, but CBC is the only team with points off of them, a 2 and a 3. UHSP has not scored off of a forced turnover, and CBC with 12-8 in the rebounding department as well. Officially, CBC does have 2 blocks. I think they may go back and give Merkel one when they watch this video back after that previous play, but it really just has been the name or the defensive game. Despite the success shooting for both teams, the defense has arguably been at or around that same level.
Brown handing it off to Reed. Reed looking, Brown. Baseline drive and the lay-in there for Johnson.
He had Kagalish in the paint. It seems like that's why the pressure was so there for multiple players, but decides to take it himself and finishes through the contact.
Ingalagi with Brown all over him, trying to get inside, down to 11 to shoot. Suvalia, Walker spins inside, through the hands of Merkel, and out of bounds.
Seemed like Merkel was ready for the pass as well, but as soon as Walker pulled it right back down, it seemed like Merkel was instead ready to go for the rebound. He couldn't figure out which direction his teammate was going with the ball. Unfortunately, he guessed incorrectly. Unforced error there for the Eutectics.
Reed trying to get in. Brown the three. Savalia tried to close out, but Brown still able to get that one up and in. The average is just less than 5, and he's at 5 with 8:20 left in the first half.
Still gets about 20 minutes of game time a game. Seems like they've put him more of a shooting guard role today. He's taking advantage of that.
Ingalagi looking to drive after the pump fake. Too strong. Walker there for the putback.
I don't know what that pump fake was from Engelagi. It looked like he put in slow motion the step through. Not sure if he went for the mannequin challenge halfway through his basketball move, but sure, I guess. It worked eventually.
Brown, a deep three. That one too strong. And they're going to have a foul there on the Eutectics.
They're going to get Savalia for that? Savalia boxes out, stays low. The player behind him jumps over him, and they call Savalia for the foul.
For basically backing up, but boxing out.
So the arm motion from the referee signals he was doing something with his arms, but
he wasn't. He was backing up to box out.
Sure, it was a foul, I guess.
Sure.
Because the referee blew his whistle, it was a foul. That's what I'm going to go with. Not going to pretend to be a basketball referee, but I'm also not going to pretend to understand that one either.
To me, it kind of looked like over the back.
I wouldn't say it was a foul. I think it was just a good rebound, and Savalia was boxing out. The guy won the rebound. Good for him. Speaking of, good for him on the layup as well.
It's Caleb Knight.
Same guy who forced the foul.
It's funny how that works.
Goes around, comes around, or what goes around stays around?
Odenai had to look for somebody after he picked up his dribble.
He's lucky he kept his pivot foot with the pressure on.
Ingalagi, open look, yes! Second triple for Landon Ingalagi. They go inside, and Johnson able to get that one in. A timeout going to be called here by Cody Henson.
What an offensive sequence, though, that time around for CBC. They sent Engalagi looking all around the court, give the guy a map as he ends up getting sent near his bench, then spun around, and then he gets spun around towards the corner again as the ball goes towards a low block.
Henson in his first year at CBC, graduate of Northwestern Ohio. Danny Brown on the other side, and meanwhile in his 10th season.
Though, very different ways of getting here as well. He was Danny Brown was a 4-year assistant at SLU, but he played pro in Mexico, Venezuela, Cyprus, and Spain. That's something I brought up before here. But Cody Henson, this is his first year as a head coach outside of NCAA Division II. He was a head coach for a couple high school AAU type teams, a couple national prep teams as well, but he spent 4 years at Northwestern Oklahoma State, which is a D2 NCAA team. That's the extent of his coaching experience outside of high school type.
Offensive rebound and put back there for Walker off the Ingalagi missed three. On the drive and the lay-in there for Johnson. He's having quite the first half.
Good defense as well. You can't say that Bostwick did anything wrong. If not, Walker maybe did anything wrong. No, it was Walker. Walker goes straight up, arguably had his arms out in front of his own body.
As O'Donayo just dribbles it out of bounds.
Did he forget the line was there? It looked like he was looking towards the corner. I think what happened was he was expecting somebody to be in the corner for that, and he made a couple motions as he crossed midcourt saying, I'm just kind of getting somebody's hips shoved into mine. I don't know a whole lot I can do there as I'm driving down the corner.
Johnson had an open look from the free throw line. They pass it up and get a three from the corner. That one missed, and Ingalagi with the rebound. That one tipped away. Good defense there by Johnson.
Probably saved a basket. Couple options down low if they wanted it. Completely stripped away. It's difficult to get those back pokes correct as well. It's a lot easier to get a reach-in foul.
Savalia to Walker. Spinning inside, lost control. Break the other way for the Mustangs. And a lay-in good there for Knight.
Thought Knight was going to oop it back to him. Decided just for the lay-in, and still good defense in the 2v1.
Ingalagi short. Johnson has it tipped away. Bostwick officially gets the steal. Knocked away from him. He'll be able to hand it off to O'Donayo.
Bostwick's a little lucky that was tipped. It could have been a travel.
As Bryant uses his speed, gets all the way to the hoop. He's fouled after he misses the lay-in. And again, have a timeout on the floor. So O'Donayo will be at the line when we come back on the Utetic Sports Network.
It all began in 1937. A vision to start something different, something better. A college athletics association where competition wasn't just about the scoreboard, but about character, growth, and rising together. From that first tip-off, the NAIA has grown in size and in spirit, in the way we play, the way we lead, the way we make athletics greater than a game.
This is college athletics the way it was meant to be. This is the right way to play.
A 31-23 lead here for the Mustangs. 4:29 remaining here in the first half. O'Donayo will be at the line. He's yet to score in this one. Hasn't really looked for a shot a whole lot either.
Updates on a couple of those stats we were talking about. That under 10-minute media timeout. Turnovers now fall in the favor of CBC. 6 turnovers for UHSP, 4 for CBC. And still 0 points off of turnovers for the Utectics. Now double-digit points off turnovers for the Mustangs. They've got 10. They also still lead the rebound battle, 14-11. They really lead the defensive battle in all. Couple blocks. Still have 2 steals to UHSP's 3, but second chance points are fairly even. Points in the paint still favor the Mustangs.
Now one rims out on O'Donayo, makes one of 2.
David Moore was getting ready to sub in for him before the media timeout, but because he missed the second free throw, he stays on the scorer's table.
Reed the 3, that one halfway down and out. Quickly up the floor, Anderson. Back to O'Donayo. Ingalagi trying to spin himself inside. Lowers his shoulder to get some space, but it's taken away. And a hard lay-in, no. Put back good there for Johnson.
I was ready to go up for that one as well. I'm surprised he wasn't called for goaltending just because he hit the backboard so hard. There's an argument made for goaltending. If you hit the backboard, it influences a shot off the glass.
Sure it does.
It can.
Orton now trying to get inside. Ingalagi baseline triple. Hits the side of the backboard. Bostwick, good hustle to get the offensive rebound. And I don't know. We have a stoppage here. I'm not sure if the shot clock did not reset correctly.
No, the shot clock was reset, and it shouldn't have. Remember, the ball hit the side of the backboard, not the rim.
Very true.
So they're going to have a conversation as to where the shot clock should be, because it definitely reset. It definitely should not have. And I think they're going to try and figure out where it was, because usually it's easy to find out if the shot clock or the game clock doesn't start if you're counting out of the backcourt, because the referee always keeps a count up to 10. They're going to have a conversation. They'll take 3 seconds off the shot clock. I think the signal that was just put up was put it to 12. Yes, it will. So it doesn't influence the game clock, but it is a shot clock.
Sounds about right, because the Utentics were not.
They weren't taking a while.
Yeah, it was a pretty quick shot, so. Yeah, that's definitely got to be a tough one to find out where that clock should be at.
Yeah.
Got to remember this, though. Now down to 5. Ingalagi's going to have to take a deep one. Trying to drive with one, puts it up, and he hits the side of the rim. It's almost like they didn't realize that was only a 12. Bostwick swats that one into next week.
Oh, he got teched. Nope, I saw it coming from a mile away.
He did glance down at him.
He didn't glance down.
Well,
he yelled
stared
down.
Oh, yeah,
he yelled down.
I saw him stare down there. I didn't really realize the yell came.
I have a headset on, and I heard what he said. Or I heard that he said something.
And I'm sure it might be something you cannot repeat on the air.
No, I didn't hear exactly what he said. I heard I misspoke. I did hear that he said something. I did not hear the words he said. But great block, more mental error, and it costs him a point at least, maybe a couple.
Dalton Alexander, the one at the line, only a 66% free throw shooter, but he hits them both. That's an easy tech for the refs to give on the taunting.
Yeah. You look down and do a little muscle as he's not looking at you, you may get away with it. But you just yell down after blocking a guy while he's face down on the floor. There are some difficult and contentious technical fouls. That is not one of them. Kind of erases what was a really cool play because they get 2 points anyway.
I couldn't make it more with possession. And they do get a 4-point possession there as Johnson again. Have yourself a first half.
Johnson's up to 14 right now.
It might actually be 15. I think I got him for.
That's 16.
Well, it actually might be 17 then.
We'll have you go delegate with the scorers table at halftime.
I will not. My stats are unofficial as they can get.
I think Bostwick gets an unlucky break there. He had his arm in on the ball entirely, but because of the awkward way he was wrapped around and the angle of the official who called it, he's called for what is now his second foul. The technical foul is his first. It is counted as a personal foul, both for himself and the team. And importantly, that technical foul, fortunately it was a technical foul on 7, not anywhere else, because it also could have resulted in 1-and-1s later, or could have influenced 1-and-1s later, but now they get 1-and-1s anyway. Having a small committee meeting over how many free throws we're taking. I really wish I could lip read from this distance.
Well, it'll be kind of hard when his back's facing you.
That's a good point. I think they're trying to figure out whose ball it is. Landon Agalagi's saying, it's our ball. What are we talking about?
If you call it a foul, I honestly have no idea.
Did Engalagi just get tossed?
No. I think he was supposed to be off the floor anyway. I think he was being subbed out, but he was still at the line. But, I mean, giving a thumbs down to the refs after not agreeing with the call might not necessarily be the best thing to do.
Especially with the ref closest to you now, the one who gave the technical about 2 minutes ago.
All three of them,
Yeah.
I think, gave that one.
Yeah. That's one of the more interesting series that we've had.
I don't know if part of that might have been, do we allow the sub to come in?
On the 1-and-1, yeah.
But I don't know why the Tactics would be saying it was their ball. That one, was it tipped away? No, it just went through the hands of Suvalia.
Now, Savalia looked like he was trying to catch it out in front of him, like he was trying to hold the sideline in the NFL and just kind of had it tip off the inside of his right hand.
You get a football reference in like every chance you
I'll
get.
be honest, I watched so much football this weekend. I'm kind of in the mental area of it right now. It'll be better by Saturday. If you're here for Saturday, if you're a CBC fan, it'll be better, I promise.
Oh, thank God. Because I'm stuck with you again,
Yep.
so.
So are they. I feel a little bit more bad for them than I do for you.
Like, 'cause I gave it to the game to you?
Yes, you're the one who assigned me the game. Something, something, make your bed. Something, something, sleep in it.
Johnson misses the front end. Yeah, these Mustang fans are really saying, we got to listen to these two again.
We're so sorry. UHSP's thankful they're on the road.
Or thankful we'll be doing a different AMC game.
Yeah. Greg Anderson called for that foul, by the way.
That led to the confusion?
Yes. No,
No.
that led to that missed and then made free throw.
1:40 left. 16-point Mustang lead. Moore trying to get inside. Walker will lay it in.
I like the direction from Cody Henson there. Cody says, slow it down. We're not in a rush. We've got a 14-point lead. We're at the tail end of the first half. We know they're going to try and rush it to cut this lead down. Let's take a bigger lead. Maybe take 2 possessions, 3 max into the break. Good conversation between him and our MacArthur Reed Jr.
And that one's thrown away. Mustangs want a tip, not going to get it.
Now at the top left of your screen, you just saw Danny Brown on the opposite side in his 10th year. Graduate of SLU for both his bachelor's and his master's, by the way. 4-year assistant at SLU. 10-year tenure here. 10-year tenure here.
Learned from one of the best in Rick McGarris.
Yep.
Bostwick, nice poke away there. Moore takes it himself. And it's going to be a block. It's going to stay with the Utetics.
I don't even know if he touched the ball. It just looked like the pressure alone was enough to force the ball out of bounds. I'm surprised he made contact with it on the way up.
I'm surprised Moore didn't hand that one off to Walker.
Especially because he's got 4 inches as senior.
Nice inbound play as Bostwick had a good look, just couldn't finish. Just kind of slid to the other side of the block and had a pretty good look off the inbound.
Same conversation for Henson. Don't rush it. We're 2 possessions from the whistle here.
Inside and gets the roll. There's Reed.
Reed looks up, sees a wide open lane, says, well,
Why not?
if you're going to give it to me, I might as well. I think Moore's got a mismatch there if they want to go back to him.
Suvalia, deep 3, trying to beat the buzzer, and it was a little bit too strong. And that will do it here for the first half of 42-26. Lead for the Mustangs as we head to the halftime break. We'll have first half stats and the second half on the other side on the Utetics Sports Network.
It all began in 1937 on this very basketball court in Kansas City. A vision to start something different, something better. A college athletics association where competition wasn't just about the scoreboard, but about character, growth, and rising together. From that first tip-off, The NAIA has grown in size and in spirit, in the way we play, the way we lead, the way we make athletics greater than a game, and all strive to do more and be more. At the NAIA, we take the student and student athlete seriously and focus on the whole person, because individual growth doesn't stop at the final buzzer. Our character-driven athletics empower student athletes to succeed in competition, in class, and in life.
I'm not just preparing for the next game. I'm preparing for what's next.
For NAIA member institutions, small doesn't mean limited. It means limitless. Our schools aren't simply the sum of their teams. They're whole communities that are founded on opportunity, strengthened by tradition, and powered by passion.
Here, we build athletic programs that build lives and legacies.
Through our 29 sports, 21 conferences, 250 member institutions, and 83,000 student athletes, the NAIA fosters a culture of competition and connection in an unstoppable intercollegiate movement where athletics push to new heights and integrity keeps us grounded.
We don't measure success in W's alone.
Our greatest victory is the community we create for the student-athlete experience.
Across the NAIA, we play for the love of the game, finding strength in our teammates and gaining inspiration from our challengers.
We know excellence doesn't happen by chance. That's why we built our own playbook for success. From our common sense regulations to our innovative tools like Return on Athletics to our commitment to character development, we help schools not just compete, but thrive.
Our investment goes beyond athletics. We're investing in the future of our student athletes and our schools.
We are bigger than a game, than a record, than a championship. We are the next generation of athletes, leaders, and game changers. It's why we choose the NAIA.
This is college athletics the way it was meant to be. This is the right way to play.
James O'Sullivan, Daniel Roedier with you here, seconds away from the beginning of our second half, 42-26. The Mustangs on top, being led by Tyler Johnson with 17 points. MacArthur Reed Jr. has 8. The leader for the Utetics is Ingalagi with 8. Walker at 6. That's the scoring. I'm not sure what we really have for any other stats for you. But
Fortunately, I do.
That's what you're here for.
That's what I'm here for, to give you all stats. I've got good news and bad news. Good news is UHSP now has points off of turnovers. Bad news is it is technically point off of turnovers. They have 1 out of the 6 turnovers here on the CBC side.
It'll be a jump ball, so go over to the Utetics here in the opening possession, just 11 seconds in to the second half.
Rebounding still favors CBC. It's now 18-14 in that realm. Bench points favor the Utectics 11-5. Second chance points favor the Utectics 9-7, but points in the paint 16-10 for CBC.
Odenayo to Moore. And now Walker at the free throw line. Trying to get it down low to Ingalagi. That gets knocked away. All the way down. Can't hit it. There was Megwood. Odenayo lays it in.
I like the idea. Pull the chair on him if you're Caleb Knight, but Odenayo, good adjustment to hold on to it. And it looks like Derek Magwood was hit in the face on that last offensive possession. He was grabbing his face after the missed bucket, or missed lay-in. Seems good enough to keep playing, but keep an eye on that.
Trying to get inside, cannot. Here's a 3, and that one is down for Reed. His second triple, he's in double figures.
Both teams making now 4 3-pointers, but UHSP has taken a couple extra. Both teams also good on the offensive side. UHSP 10 of 27, that's 37%. CBC's now 17 of 31, a shade over 54%.
Moore had an open look, passes it up and misses the lay-in. The women definitely were draining threes at a much better clip than the men are, as Megwood took about 4 steps, finally gets called for the travel.
So he looked up like, wait, I traveled? Or more, how did I travel?
Or you actually called a travel?
Yeah. I feel like that's a more reasonable thought process. Didn't know those were still a thing. I think we always have that conversation whenever travel's called. Wow, they call those still? And they always do. I want to say credit to our referees. They have been about as consistent this year, especially with directives from both NCAA and NAIA that I've seen in many recent years. So
it's more just making fun of the NBA and how they
get
away
that too.
with it.
Oh, they pulled the chair on him again.
And
that's so impressive.
Blocked from behind, and a little bit of a flex there by Megwood, but it was not in the face of anybody.
Nor did he say anything, importantly enough. Love that from Caleb Knight where he pulls the chair a couple times. I think we had this conversation last time with Andrew Nemhard. That time it doesn't do as much.
Ingalagi with a nice off inbound lay-in. Had a lane inside, decided to pass it off. Spinning his way is Johnson. He can't finish, and a foul is called.
It looks like they got Savalia for it. Maybe Odenayo. No, they got Odenayo for that.
Is that on the inbound?
No,
or the rebound?
Yeah, it must have been on Magwood on that attempted rebound. I was wondering why Magwood was so out of position there. It may have been because of the foul. I wasn't really looking there, to be honest with you.
They throw it away. Odenayo trying to flush it, and the ball rims off. Goaltending?
I don't know. I think goaltending by the rim at that point. It sat up there for so long. At that point, it has to go through, right?
He had one thing in his mind, and that was to slam that one through. Unfortunately, the defender was just a little bit too close.
I mean, he was right on his left hip.
The entire tie down the floor.
Yeah, even with some speed, Odenayo had basically a shadow right behind him. And he went down hard. Something to keep in mind on these free throws.
Misses the front end.
81% free throw shooter. And I think that's what I meant there, where you kind of get fouled pretty jarringly there. It's not that it's an aggressive foul or anything near a flagrant. It's a foul on a hard play. But as an 80% free throw shooter, you need that one to adjust, and he does make the second half, but hope he's all right because he went hard into even with padding down there right behind the net.
I think it's a hard padding, though.
Yeah, true. It's padding, but they're still concrete within about 4 inches of it.
Step back, no space. Reed. Pass it off. Johnson with the drive. A lot of contact. Ball out of bounds. It will stay with the Mustangs with a second on the shot clock. And it says 1. We don't know if that's 1.9 or if it's
0.2.
Basically,
yeah.
Yes.
Seems it's a question as to how nice the score. Yeah, no.
I think that was part of Megwood did not know, so I'm just going to try it.
That was the definite under 1 second, not just over 1 second answer there. I believe the way these work, when you don't have tenths on the shot clock, if it is on the number, it is actually just under the number.
That makes sense.
So I walked over there. It is a Daktronic scoreboard.
Walker trying to get himself inside. Savalia, the 3, cannot hit it. And Moore's fouled.
Sent into the cheerleaders down in the corner. Seemed to dive out of the way of them. And he's got to quickly inbound the ball as well.
Odenayo loses control. He's fouled from behind. Knight not quite sure about that one.
That was that conversation I had about the back picks. It's really difficult to get those successfully on a consistent basis without getting called for a foul. Because a lot of times you do get the ball, but purely because of how people dribble, you usually get the elbow or something on the forearm first. Seems like that's the occasion there. Third foul, by the way, on the Mustangs in the first 3.5 minutes of play here in the second half.
Savalia to Ingalagi. Driving with the left, puts it up too strong off the glass.
Knight does it again. He just pulls the chair on him. He puts so much pressure on him right before a player's about to go up for a basket. He just steps out of the way.
Moore called for a foul on the drive.
They will not give him the continuation. It is not a shooting foul. Only the first foul on Moore. Nobody's really in foul trouble, I'd say. Maybe only Derek Magwood.
Open there, left it well short. He knew it was left short too, was Alexander. But I think Johnson tried to corral the rebound and put it out of bounds off himself.
Some friendly fire again. We kind of saw that in the women's game on a jump ball between teammates. That is not a thing. I actually Googled that. It's not a thing.
You actually
I did.
Googled
I was curious.
That.
I did. That time, just two teammates fight for it.
Odenayo, too strong. I told you that without Googling it. Ingalagi looking for somebody, but no one was giving an open look for him. The lob and the slam there for Megwood. I think Ingalagi was slow getting up, so I think they stopped play just in case he was hurt, but he's striking out the leg right now, but he's going to stay in there.
Just an awkward play for Angalagi on the floor and a good seal into a better alley-oop for the slam on the far side. Maybe another one.
Odenayo pump fake, gets inside. Ingalagi, quick release. That one halfway out.
Both Angalagi and Odenayo do the exact same thing for each other. They fake the jump up for the basket, try and draw a player in, and then dish it to the same corner for a three.
That three from the lefty Megwood, his first triple. And a timeout called here by the Mustangs.
It's Despite the fact the score feels a lot worse than it actually was at halftime, it's really not a whole lot different. 19-point deficit here. It was 16 at half. That three-pointer, I think the scoreboard numbers right now, 50-31 just feels on its own like a difficult score to come back from. Combine that with the fact that you have back-to-back extremely productive possessions for the Mustangs, and a problem off the back of it for Angalagi turns into a steal. Alley-oop, that's a momentum killer. Then you have a three-pointer just kind of in the face of a defender. And it was an isolated 1v1 at that right wing. So much feels like it's going the way of CBC, and it is, but it has been. And the numbers will tell you that. UHSP is 11 of 34, shade under 33%, whereas CBC's shooting the lights out. 5 of 12 from distance, that's 41%. They're usually only shooting about 31% from deep. And they're also 19 of 36, which is 52% from the field. They usually only shoot about 43% from the field.
It will be Utetic basketball here, inbounding underneath their own basket.
I think this is also a game that CBC could really use. Just looking at their last couple straight losses, they did play two very good teams in the AMC, and a 1-point loss at Williams, or hosting Williams, but an 18-point loss on homecoming. They hosted Columbia College. They are 1-4 in the new year. Losses to Hannibal, LaGrange, and Mission as well. Our only win coming over Crowley's Ridge on the 15th.
That ball thrown away. And another lay-in on the other end for Johnson.
Again, it's that extra pass for CBC that's just creating so much more space for him.
Odenayo inside, little fadeaway. Can't get the roll. And another slam from Megwood.
I think that's 4 consecutive possessions for success for CBC. Alley-oop, three-pointer, and nothing goes into the other side.
As they're all rolling out. So much for your home basket. Stood and look at that one. It was nice, but couldn't finish. And Ingalagi's foul. And he makes the basket after the whistle.
The basket is unlocked after the whistle. It's like a video game achievement.
And we have another timeout here on the floor. And we'll take one as well here on the Utetic Sports Network.
It all began in 1937. A vision to start something different, something better. A college athletics association where competition wasn't just about the scoreboard, but about character, growth, and rising together. From that first tip-off, the NAIA has grown in size and in spirit, in the way we play, the way we lead, the way we make athletics greater than a game.
This is college athletics the way it was meant to be. This is the right way to play.
54-31. The last time out, ball was thrown away. Led to one of those 4 straight, very easy baskets. 2 dunks, an easy lay-in.
And as smooth as ever three-pointer that was contested, but it really didn't feel like it. And I think the conversation that we had with Markel Cox I want to go back to. He said, and I quote, "It's so hard to beat a team twice," referring to the women's game versus CBC. And I feel like
they have beaten them twice.
Yes, but CBC has beaten UHSP once. It's difficult to beat a team twice. Now with UHSP especially hosting, that first game, it was only a 13-point deficit. A month and a half ago, December 13th was that game. And in that time, Dalton Alexander III scored 22 points. He led the game by a considerable margin, I might add. He's got 4. He's not even in the game right now. He's played very limited minutes. It feels like a somewhat different team here. for CBC.
I believe all 4 of those are actually at the free throw line. Walker got inside, cannot finish. Ingalagi does.
I'm not going to say this is where you can come back, but this is certainly where you could start it if you're going to at any point. From the free throw line on a 3-point play for a player that has been a little injured.
Too strong.
5 for 10 from the charity stripe. 50% for a team that shoots about 65.
Spinning inside, another easy lay-in. This one for Reed. Brennan Walker, nice cut by Ingalagi, and he lays it in.
It's a movement that really hasn't been there for a whole lot for UHSP. Last couple possessions, Engalagi's had that. After they cross midcourt, we'll see a timeout here for CBC. Like Cody Henson is not particularly liking what he's seeing.
Up 21 and not liking what you're seeing.
Hey, I mean, I had the exact same conversation with Markel Cox in the previous game.
We had Reese Hawley and head coach Markel Cox.
Carmelo Boswick just stood up from the corner. He was sitting next to the water coolers, maybe getting some attention from the athletic training staff. He's on the far right side of that huddle that you see right now, kind of on the outside looking in. He has not been on the floor in a couple minutes, and that's a name that you can certainly say is a big part of the big game for UHSP, and one that he's still standing kind of disconnected from.
And not the first time I've seen him go to the locker room either.
Hope he's feeling all right as he was kind of sitting next to the AT staff.
Yeah, it's a big body down low and might be part of the reasoning for some of these easy lay-ins.
Yeah. Whole lot less contested play down low.
Trying to get inside. Here's Reed. Swings it all the way around. Simpson. Floater. Can't get it. Simpson rebound.
Oh.
And they're going to wave it off. They got a foul.
Oh, okay. I thought they were calling a shot clock violation as the ball hit the rim. I think they were calling it on the rebound.
Yeah, I think if you're calling on the rebound, you almost got to let the continuation go because it was right away.
Maybe if he already had the ball in his hands, but if it's before he gets the ball, then you can't have continuation.
I can see that.
I thought they were calling a shot clock violation. I was going to be really concerned.
Yeah, so was I. As Walker had the rebound knocked away, but it will stay with the Utetics. Again, Odenauer lets that one roll up. Hard to let that happen when there's pressure on you. Walker jumps to throw that one out. Suvalia got one. Jazz with his first points of the game, and it's a 3.
Odenauer really started that possession a little quicker. You could feel the pep in the step of UHSP.
Again inside. That one continuation will count. And it'll be another basket for Tyler Johnson. He's now at 21.
Johnson leading everybody in by a considerable margin. MacArthur Reed Jr. closest on his team with 13. Angalagi's got 14 for the Utectics.
That one barely hit the front of the rim. Johnson had 17 at the break. Anderson faked it. Suvalia. Odenayo swings it all the way around to Ingalagi. And he's fouled as he goes to the rim.
Feels like some of the development of this offense for UHSP is kind of putting too many eggs on the same basket, where they're building a lot towards a single shot or a single opportunity. And if that opportunity doesn't manifest itself, or if it does and it's contested, then they don't have that backup plan. Exhibit A there is Greg Anderson, who is ready to go up with that three. And then as soon as he doesn't have that opportunity, they don't have an offense after that.
Quick inbound there to Ingalagi, who got down low, but he was underneath the backboard. Had to quickly kind of back his way in, and I think because he kind of jumped backwards into the body, he got a foul called.
It wasn't a shooting foul. They'd be shooting 1-and-1s. This is a fairly early time to be in the bonus. UHSP only has 4 fouls. That's the 7th on the Mustangs.
Make your free throws. You can slowly get back into this.
Was that conversation we had earlier about the Harris-Stowe game?
I don't know if we had it on air, but
we did not. But a considerable portion of free throws taken in the second half just kind of decided things there.
The team went like 24 of 26 and 18 of 18 in the second half. That's how you close out a basketball game.
Especially in crunch time when you start getting fouled like that. Fouls like that can get UHSP back into this. Or free throws like that, I should say.
Looks like they'll be shooting the rest of the night. And very quickly, you would think into the double bonus.
Ooh.
Open look for Anderson. And that one's left well short. Walker fouled.
There's number 8. And at this point, get the pitch counter ready.
It really is at this point. You almost got to go to the basket, try to get fouled.
Yeah.
To get to the double bonus.
Not only that, just get down low. Even if you're not in the double bonus, having these 1-and-1 opportunities for a team that today has not shot the ball from the free throw line all that well, but certainly can. As he misses the first.
Too strong by Walker. Just under 66% as a team.
Both teams are around that 66% mark. 66.3 for CBC, 65.8 for UHSP.
Got the bounce that time was Walker.
Take a mental snapshot. UHSP was 5 of 10 from the free throw line.
Zingalagi gets the steal.
Watch the back pick. Watch the back pick.
You called it. Just ran out of room. If that would have happened when you first said it, they'd get the steal.
Would have been so much cooler. But it's still the opportunity, and sticking with the play there for CBC. You have a turnover. The player who gives the turnover away then continues so much further into the ball. That's the hustle you want if you are Cody Henson, even if it's not the possession.
Galagi gets himself baseline driving a nice pass to Walker for the lay-in.
Galagi's got a couple of assists thus far this game, too. That's actually his second. A couple, literally.
Down to 10 minutes in the game. Might have gotten away with a little bit of a walk there. Megwood.
Uh-oh.
We've seen him take one before. He's not going to shy away.
It's Walker's 10th rebound, by the way.
Suvalia.
Ooh.
We know he can get hot from the outside. He's seen a couple go through. See if he continues to shoot.
Lead is down to a dozen. It was as many as 20 5 possessions ago. Couple sets of free throws, a couple buckets made. This is a completely different ball game.
And stops on the other end. And they're going to get another one here on the walk. No, they're going to call a foul.
Angalagi sitting under the basket. He thought he was about to have an inbound.
The coaching staff thought they got the turnover. Instead, it's a foul, and we have a timeout on the floor. And we'll take one as well and be right back here on the UTETIC Sports Network.
college sports communicators are the lifeblood of any broadcast on television. Our communicators, our comm leads, our sports information directors, all those folks who touch this industry are really unsung heroes.
They love their university, they love their work. They go out of their way to present a great image for the university, for the players that they represent.
Learn more at collegesportscommunicators.com/celebratecsc.
Right as we went to the timeout, the coaching staff was pulling Landon Ingalagi away. He was kind of walking away, but still talking to the officials about that last one, thinking that should have been a turnover. Instead, it was a foul call, and it looks like they might have gotten Zuvalia with the foul, so it wasn't even on Landon.
Which makes a lot more sense. Currently, they have Engalagi down for the foul on live stats.
So maybe they just haven't put up on the scoreboard in the gym.
We'll see when play restarts if that is adjusted. Because a lot of times those adjustments, if it's on a previous play, require another input for that to update. And there was just a committee meeting around our official score as well, so I'll give you an update on that when it happens.
Ingalagi takes a hip check as he goes into the fifth row.
Uh-oh.
But yet they're calling it out of bounds, and Landon might be getting teed up here. The ref has...
He had his whistle in his hand.
And the thing is, Coach Brown might have gotten teed up too if you give one here to his player. I mean, he goes up the steps because of the hip check he got after knocking the ball away. You are allowed to call loose ball fouls.
Yeah.
Fake three, and there's a foul. I'm sorry, that is not a defensive foul. The offensive player completely drew that contact.
Yeah, but he drew the you can say that every time that there's a foul called in the offense. About 80% of the time it's drawn contact. I think the important part was he was still very much moving forward and his feet weren't officially set. He looked down at his feet as if they were for a good while, but let's be honest, they weren't.
I mean, he faked the shot and jumped into the contact. There's not much a defender can do when a guy jumps into you.
Not a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander fan?
Ingalagi after the miss. Odenayo. Walker waiting for it. Odenayo again. Here's Anderson. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Ingalagi trying to get inside. He thought he might have gotten fouled there, but he gets the lay-in instead.
Down to a 10-point lead for the first time since before the half.
The thing is, the Mustangs have been going cold here lately, and they're going to call Zuvalia with the foul there. No, knocked out of bounds. Okay.
Kickball.
That makes even more sense.
And I would say they get to reset the shot clock for that, but it was already at 20. Update on that foul by Engalagi, by the way. It is still Engalagi's foul, and because he has the one after that, he's got 18 points and 3 fouls.
And now 4 fouls. No, offensive foul called on Megwood.
He gets some very justified applause from the women's team sitting directly under us. A good portion of the women's team, actually.
I think it's the Mustang women's team, though.
I think that makes it better, to be honest with you.
Thing is, the official that called the offensive foul
was the one who almost gave it a tech. Yeah.
That if that was called a block, we might have seen.
Yeah. And there was a flopping signal given by Cody Henson. He was saying, that's not an offensive foul. That's a flop.
Walker. Odenayo puts up a through with a man in his face. Too strong. Nice box out. They're down low by Alexander. Doesn't get the rebound, but...
Give him half a rebound. That's the thing, right?
Should. Gets inside and can't hit it. Walker with good defense. Can they get it under 10? Ingalagi all the way. He's fouled. And Landon's going to lay there a while.
Reinforce the fact that he had to go down to the ground for that one. This is getting to the point where I have to scroll a decent bit for the last basket made by CBC. Last points of any kind. It was 58-38 the last time they scored. There was 12 minutes on the clock when they did so. 11:48 officially. Since then, it is 11 unanswered points for the Eutectics. It is under a 10-point lead.
You're about 4 minutes, 20 seconds or so from their last point. And now a 12-0 run in that time for the Eutectics to put it down to 8.
Last time it was under 10 was 3 minutes and 48 seconds left in the first half. It's at 16 minutes or so spent in double-digit leads.
Blocked there by Walker. His man beat him, but Walker never gave up on the play there. And now Walker down low is fouled. And it's double bonus, as it looks like they're going to get Knight on the foul.
It's Knight's fourth, by the way. What did I say at about 58-41?
I don't know.
Take a mental snapshot. Free throw attempts, and this is where the game could come back to UHSP. It was that 7th foul. They were taking free throws normally because it was a 7th foul and a shooting foul. But they were taking free throws normally. Even with Walker missing these, we're still at about 5 minutes since the last basket made. 4 minutes and 58 seconds since the last time a basket was made. Points of any kind, for that matter, by a Mustang. And there's a slightly different energy in this gymnasium.
Certainly is. Walker now at a double-double. That was his 10th point there on that free throw make. Give him a couple blocks as well. He's, 12 rebounds or so?
That's what I've got.
That's because you look at the live stats.
11.
That one's out of bounds. That should be Eutectic basketball. It will be.
The defense alone has gotten this team and this crowd back into this game. You could say, yeah, they should score these 13 points regardless of what CBC's doing, but scoring these 13 unanswered points and holding an opponent scoreless for 5.5 minutes and counting is stellar work.
And remember, right before that, they were getting easy buckets at the rim. Ingalagi looking to drive. Walker will lay it in.
It is a 2-possession game. Does everybody have your stopwatch ready? Right now, it is 6 minutes scoreless.
Down low. And a foul called. They'll go to the line to try and end this.
It's the right guy to do it.
15-0 run? Is that what it is?
15-0 run. Is that 58% free throw shooting for Johnson? Is that what I have down?
The drought is over, and you're right, 58.3. I don't know how many attempts that is. I would think it's a decent amount.
He plays a decent amount of minutes. Let's check.
Gets them both.
Takes nearly 6 a game.
Yeah, so that's a true percentage, basically. Yeah. Ingalagi almost lost control, spins inside, keeps the pivot foot, and lays it in.
Danny Brown still directing traffic, says get back, set up the defense.
I think there might have been a little bit of a scream there as well, so he at least thought about it if he didn't.
Watch the switch up.
Getting inside.
Oh.
Ingalagi got a piece of that one on its way up.
Did not hit the rim. Watch the shot clock, 5 seconds.
All the way in and a lay-in. Johnson, finally a field goal for them. After almost, 9 minutes? Finally got a field goal.
7 and change.
Close enough. So you can
Still.
do math live on the air.
It was 11:48 was the last field goal before that.
Ingalagi inside.
Ooh.
He's blocked. There's about 3 guys there. That was going to be a tough one to actually get through. And that laying good by Reed.
Finally, momentum, at least of some kind of shift towards CBC. They want to make sure that Johnson's okay. You talked about all the guys around Engalagi. It was Johnson, wearing number 5, who kind of got the brunt of that contact, despite the fact that Engalagi hit the ground. Johnson's grabbing his face. I think he may have whacked his nose.
I think that might be why the officials stopped the play, and that led to the timeout on the floor as the trainer comes out to take a look at Johnson. And we'll be right back after this Coaches vs. Cancer.
I love you. I love the sweet potato pie you bring to every family reunion. I love how you're my morning alarm. I can't imagine a Sunday show, night in, night out, or dinner without you. I can't imagine any tomorrow without you in it. So today I say, I love you. Get screened. Regular cancer screening saves lives. Visit cancer.org/getscreened to learn more.
Well, no matter how this last 4:21 goes, you like the fight in the Eutetics. You're down 20. You could very easily, season hasn't been going your way anyway.
Yeah.
At that point, you could very easily just kind of give it in and just kind of play out the rest of this game. But they have fought back.
Yeah.
Got it down to, 5 it was?
Yep, that was the smallest lead twice over. They had this inside a 2-possession game for, I want to say, the first time since
early.
10 minutes left in the first half. It was under 10 for the first time since 12 minutes left or 7 minutes left in the first half. Needless to say, it was a lot for a while. And they cut it down off of some stellar defense, both on and away from the ball. As low as 5, it has stayed under double digits for a couple minutes now. Still a rejuvenated UHSP squad.
And this type of comeback can give you confidence and could propel you to the rest of the season. A nice pass by Walker. He's had a few of those as Ingalagi is having quite the second half.
How do you miss that guy under the basket? Looked like the pick and roll on the opposite wing away from the ball is how he got the mismatch, and then a miscommunication between the two defenders is how he got free.
I got 16 for Ingalagi in this half, 24 in the game for the senior. And that putback in there for Megwood.
Megwood now into double digits. He's got 11. Engalagi in the neighborhood of the game leader, Tyler Johnson, who led for a while. He's got 25. Engalagi 24.
Jazz a little bit short there on the floater. Another reverse, no. Odenayo with the rebound.
That's great hustle. While it wasn't touched by Engalagi, the complete changeup in the offensive structure was forced by him.
As Walker will go to the line. Nice.
That's a 5th. That's his 5th.
As Megwood already walking towards the bench.
He knew it. He's still on the floor.
Well, you know, they get like that minute to actually make the substitution, which I don't understand.
Now he's off the floor. I think it's technically an administrative technical if he stays on the floor and play restarts.
He finishes with 11. As Walker can't hit the front end.
Still the right guy to foul. Walker's now 2 for 5 from the line. He's gone 1 of 2 twice. 0 for 1 this time around.
And 0 for 2.
UHSP 11 of 20.
Cody Henson telling his team to slow this down. He stepped on the court to whisper something into Johnson's ear.
That's not the first time I've seen that. Not even today. He actually just did it again to Alexander III.
Well, at least he had a foot out of bounds this time. He was like both feet on the floor, right in front of the official. And that's going to be a foul on Jazz. This will be his third.
And unfortunately now with UHSP in the bonus, those fouls on the defensive side, even though it was a shooting foul anyway, now garner you a lot less wiggle room. This is also the right guy to foul if you're UHSP. Same thing for Walker on the opposite side. Somehow Johnson uses the entire rim on a free throw and it doesn't go in. I think somebody attached a lid to both of these things sometime before the men's game. That's what they were doing on that ladder over there.
We thought they were fixing a light behind the backboard for the clock, but maybe they were putting the glass over it or something. Anderson, the three, that one no good.
Now we're in a little bit of a rush, and my goodness, Walker just ran a guy over. I think Walker was trying to intercept the pass, and there was a man there. Fortunately, only Walker's second. Unfortunately, on a full court press, they hand over free throws, and to the wrong guy. Knight's a 72% free throw shooter. Hasn't attempted any today. Puts it back to a 10-point game.
Knight up to 8 with both those makes. Odenayo trying to get inside, blocked again. Walker out to Moore, high, arcing three left short. And Walker tips it into Moore's hands.
Good delegation. Moore does not go after the ball. He lets Walker do it.
Well, he saw what Walker did to the Mustang underneath the basket. He didn't want the same thing happening to him. As Odenayo knocks down his first triple.
Sub 3 possession game. This is not foul territory yet, but if UHSP goes down the court one more time, it becomes gotta foul territory if they don't make a basket.
And you know the Mustangs are going to take as much time as they can off this clock.
Wow, not in a rush?
It was almost like a foul comes, you might almost bail them out. And block there again. We've had quite a few blocks in this one. I think Odenayo might get credit for this one, but Walker right there as well.
That's the defensive stand you need. You're still in a rush here, though.
Ingalagi, triple, no. Good tell from our angle, that was a little bit off. Now you might need to start fouling, and Walker does take the foul. Really not in foul trouble, anybody that's on the floor, at least only 3 for most of the guys on the floor.
Comes down to needing threes as well if you're UHSP. Problem is, again, you foul the wrong guy. 70+% free throw shooter. He made both of his 1-and-1s. This is now 2 guaranteed free throws every trip to the line.
With exactly 60 seconds left.
Points number 9 and 10, both to make it a deficit and for him to get to double digits.
Moore trying to go quick. You got to go quick. Ingalagi, the 3, yes.
Immediate timeout by UHSP as well.
Puts him up to 27. It's the game high now, I believe.
By a margin, and it's only because Tyler Johnson has not really seen all that much of shooting opportunities as of late. Johnson's got 25. That's the next closest for either team. Walker with 12. The opposite side, MacArthur Reed Jr.'s got 12 as well, or 15, sorry, as well. However, we were talking about foul trouble. There are two players for the Mustangs who are in foul trouble. It is their second and third leading scorers on the game. Both Caleb Knight and MacArthur Reed Jr., both of those you'd love to have foul out if you're the Eutectics. But I don't think CBC is going to play all that much of stringent defense because they don't need to be on the perimeter as much. It's still a 3-possession game right now at 7 points. Unless somebody gets fouled while making and taking a three. The Eutectics need a little bit of help to get back into this game. And here's the question, who do you foul? Current players on the floor, Tyler Johnson, who's shooting just under 60%. MacArthur Reed Jr., just under 60%. Devon Jefferson's just under 70, 68.8. As mentioned, Caleb Knight's just over 70. And Dalton Alexander III, 91%. There may not be a clear guy as to who to foul, but there's certainly a clear guy as to who not to foul. Are they in a football formation? There are 5 players out of bounds right now. This is off a made basket. Anybody can then drop and hand off the ball. Somebody give me a football reference. What was that? I feel like this is Ted Lasso. Wrong football, but still.
You just try to get any reference possible into a broadcast, don't you?
I mean, they pulled a football formation in a soccer game. Did you watch that show?
Yes, I have seen that show.
I wasn't sure. But still, that's... And somehow they still follow the wrong guy, by the way. Second highest of the 5.
When he's the one that gets the basketball, kind of hard to follow anyone else.
Maybe they allow the wrong guy to get the ball.
What are we talking
Never
about?
mind. Never mind. My apologies. Or you're welcome if you're a UHSP fan.
Makes one of 2.
Still a 3-possession game. Not a whole lot has changed here for UHSP.
Odenayo into the front court, all the way down, and he lays it in. The quick foul.
They got... I don't even know who they got. Savalia, maybe? Yeah, it was. That's his 4th.
They fouled Devon Jefferson.
Devon Jefferson is 3rd of 5 on the team, of the 5 on the floor, 68.8%.
11 of 16 to be exact. His first points of the game. Gets them both.
I think that really drills it in, makes things even more difficult now for UHSP. You also have to figure out who to keep in the game because you cannot afford for Engelagi to foul out. You really can't afford for Jazz to foul out either. Both of them good three-point shooters. Engelagi especially, but he's got 4 fouls. Your best three-point shooters on the team, the aforementioned 2, David Moore, and that's about it.
Odenayo shoots at 30%.
It's 44.4% for David Moore, 35.2% for Jazz Savalia. Greg Anderson's done a lot more recently. He's officially at 25%. That's a small sample size in comparison. He's gotten a lot more playing time these last couple games, about 5.9 minutes per game on average. And then Engelagi at 45.9.
Really, after the Mustangs broke that 15-0 run, the Eutectics really haven't been able to do a whole lot.
It's a 3rd foul called on Tyler Johnson, it seems. And it's a loose ball foul, but it's not going to matter. Johnson saying, how did I get called for that? And kind of a similar position that Walker was in earlier where he just kind of ran over a guy. But again, the right guy to foul.
Gets the first.
He makes this, it's a 6-point game, and they took 0 time off the clock in that previous possession. This becomes a lot more reasonable.
Unable to hit it. And Jazz had no choice but to foul Johnson.
Went 1 of 1 last time. That is the 5th for Savalia.
He finishes with 6 points all in the second half.
I think Savalia's just now realizing.
I don't think he realizes he's at 5.
There we go.
You know, if I walk around enough like I don't know it's 5, maybe the refs won't realize it either.
Maybe they'll forget I'm still on the floor. Oh my goodness.
Jefferson left that one short. 2 of 3 on the night now for him. And 3 of 4. All 3 of his points, 37 seconds left. And enough of a press that you can't roll the ball out. Odenayo trying to get all the way inside. Ingalagi off the screen. Can't hit that one. And fouled is Alexander.
I think that miss may very well do it. 8-point game. You send the worst person on the team to the free throw line, other than technically Lawson Bruce, but it's because he's taken how many individual free throws?
I don't know if Bruce has taken any.
I have him down for 100%. I think he's hit either 1 of 1 or 2 of 2. Very low sample size, but Alexander III's a 90+% free throw shooter. And that's why.
He's got 6 points all at the line. Odenayo into the front court. Moore. Now back to Odenayo. Pump fake. Try to get some space. Couldn't get a whole lot. Misses the 3. And another foul called as they foul Caleb Knight. He's made 5 from the line in the second half.
Caleb Knight will take his 43rd trip to the free throw line. He's actually only 5 of 6 tonight. It's Tyler Johnson who's taken the large portion of the team's charity stripe tosses.
Goes 1 of 2. He's up to 12. Anderson to Ingalagi. He will get the easy 2 at the rim. Makes him finishing with 29. As the time will run out here, 77-68. Victory here for Central Baptist. They go to 4-4 inside conference play. And despite allowing a 15-0 run, Mustangs, they kind of able to hang on in this one.
Not only that, but able to hang on off of a couple individual valiant efforts for UHSP. And today will go down as a very interesting one for both teams, and including both games in this doubleheader as well. Individual superiority did not really reign supreme in either matchup. For the women's game, as mentioned earlier, it was Reagan Head who had not only a season high, but a school record in points in a single game. 39 points. They still lose by 20 plus. And here on the men's side, Landon Engalagi has his season high in 29. Not a team high, not really a record by any means, but still a season high for him as a shooter. And combine that with the fact that on the other side, Tyler Johnson did the exact same thing and finished with 25. They end up on top, but CBC has a lot to take away from this. Last couple of games especially, they go even on conference play, 4-4 in the American Midwest. But UHSP, the lead was as bad as 20, with 12 minutes left. It was as good as only 5 with 6 minutes left. And you said it, nearly 7 minutes, 6 minutes with no points scored for CBC. That's a defensive stand you can certainly take to the bank.
And you like that run, as we said, you like the fight of them able to come back in it. End up losing by 9 in this one and still looking for their first AMC win on the season. They will go to Mission this weekend. CBC stays in town. They will be at Harris Stowe on a Saturday afternoon for that doubleheader. We thank you for joining us here on the Tactic Sports Network. For Daniel Roedier, James Sullivan signing off.